Yo, what's up y'all? Today is Valentine's Day and I thought that I should have a better video up than me telling a story or me playing a game or something like that, so I decided to film this super impromptu video where I'm going to give y'all 5 underground anime that y'all should be checking out on this Valentine's Day with that special someone. And if you and that special someone aren't feeling closer after watching these anime, well, there's really only one more thing you could do. So let's get into it. Let's talk about these 5 underground anime that y'all should be watching. So when we're talking about anime that fly under the radar, I feel like I'm breaking my own rule by talking about this one because it's pretty popular, but I have to tell y'all about Suri Children. Now I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name of this anime, but it really doesn't matter because it's absolutely superb and the romance notes hit perfectly for this show. The show is about 8 high school students that end up in 4 different relationships that all have different styles and feels and the ways that the relationship came together and the way that the relationship operates. And that's just a beautiful thing. Now these are all separate stories that all operate in the same generalized plot and setting, and even though the characters interact with each other, they don't actually have anything to do with each other aside from the fact that they're in the same high school. This anime does not follow these relationships in arcs. It follows them as just things that happen in an overlapping story, and that's pretty cool. Plus, these are some dope ass relationships. Like, these kids have better relationships than what I could dream up on my best day, and then even still my dreams wouldn't compare to their actual relationship. Man, that's kind of sad. Oh well, on to the next one. Up next we have True Tears, and this shit about to sit you little boys down and turn you on to some grown ass men. Every person that I've talked to, casual or veteran, has said that they don't really know of this anime, and I think that that's perfect for this list that we're talking about. True Tears really flies under the radar. So, let's talk about it. My guy at the beginning of the story doesn't really cry anymore, and so he moves into this house with this girl that he has a huge crush on, and he lives with her and her family. And she doesn't really notice him, and they don't really have any much interaction, so he goes to school and he starts talking to this weird chick. Now, weird chick high-key has a crush on him, and he is low-key starting to have a crush on her. And as this relationship is forming, the girl that he lives with is starting to kind of notice him a little bit. And so now we got a little bit of a problem. And so stuff starts happening, and this nigga is big sad. And if you don't start to feel that lump in your throat watching this anime, then you just really haven't had an unrequited love like this. Really though, this anime is more of a sad one and less of a happy one. And so if you're trying to watch all your feelings away while you make weird drink combinations and you eat a combo meal that you got delivered to your house off of Uber Eats, then this is definitely the show for you. Next up we got Wolf Grown Black Prince, which is more of a classic feel for a romance anime, more 2000s-esque if you will, where you're gonna get dragged by the balls for 11 episodes for it to almost kind of pay off and have something happen in the end. And so this show's about a girl who's a liar. She's a huge liar, pathologically. And she gets asked about a boyfriend, and she lies and says that she has one, and she points at some super tall, handsome dude. And so all the girls that she's talking to go over and talk to this handsome dude, and in a moment where she thinks that she's about to be caught, instead he actually goes along with her lie, pulls her off to the side later and says, yo, I'll go along with your lie and be your boyfriend, but you gotta be my pet. Honestly, he's pretty much a tsundere, and she's sort of a masochist. And so it's actually a pretty dope show to watch the vibe and to watch the interaction between the two characters, and you get to watch them change and develop as the show goes on. And it's really great to see the characters interact because one of them is emotionally scarred and the other one's new to love, so she's soon to be emotionally scarred. It's a nice dynamic, and even though it's a bit of a traditional and classic romance vibe that most people don't like, it's still a hidden gem that everybody should be watching, especially on Valentine's Day. Now we got My Mental Choices Are Ruining My School Romantic Comedy, which I know sounds like a bunch of words that are just strung together to make a bullshit sentence, but it's an actual anime, and that's the actual name of it. Now this anime is gonna fly under the radar the absolute most, but that is because it is 35% romance and 55% comedy. And so basically that means you're almost guaranteed to get blue-balled at the end of the series where absolutely nothing happens and there's no progression and you get left at the same point that you started at. But it's okay because the comedy really rides you through this one, and as long as you're watching it with somebody that you like or with somebody that has an actual personality, then you should have a good time watching this one. So basically my guy has a mental disorder, which I actually guess it's closer to like a syndrome, where whenever he's about to make a decision randomly throughout the day, sometimes his brain will make him pick from a random set of choices, like a random order, to what decision he can actually make, and he has to choose A, B, or C, and they're all absolutely terrible. And nobody else can see that he has to make this decision, so he just looks like he's freaking out and then makes a terrible decision. And it's kind of funny to see it. I know it sounds like a whack premise, but it actually is carried out extremely funny. This show is a sleeper banger, and the comedy is on point as fuck. I mean, it literally made me laugh every episode at least twice. And there's a pretty nice romance element in it that mixes in pretty well with the story, because I mean it kind of has to as part of the title. Our final anime on the list is Tyrunt, and I don't think this actually has a huge appeal to even casual or veteran viewers. From the people that I've talked to, they either don't know of it or didn't get past the first episode, and I completely understand that. So basically, main character's a pretty chill dude, and he gets greeted by Cupid, who is cosplaying as a demon, and she's also the son of God, but that doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about. So he gets greeted by Cupid, and her entire job is to create couples, obviously, but she's not very good at it, and she fucks something up, and after she does that, chaos just ensues. Honestly, this is another one where it's more comedy than romance, but it's okay because the romance notes really hit in the perfect time to make you feel some good heart-pounding vibes. Ultimately, most of your heart-pounding vibes will come from you laughing at all the misfortune and chaos that happens, but the characters are actually really well written, and the romance notes hit just perfectly to make you feel some kind of way. This is yet another lighthearted romance anime that is so far off the beaten path that somehow you end up in an African safari. I feel like I'm cheating by bringing in two heavily comedic romantic anime, but I really kind of wanted to get some things that were off the beaten path and things that people weren't watching, especially the veteran anime watchers out there, so I had to go a little bit out of the way and I had to find some data that was a bit askew. But I hope you guys like it, I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys find some new anime to watch with your significant other or by yourself or with your body pillow. So that's it for me. Happy Valentine's Day. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
You was walking, thought I'd say something. Yeah, I'm shy, yeah, you have my heart pumping. I can pick you up, we can have a ride bumping. Maybe we can turn this into something, baby, cause